We turn now to the asteroid being called a city killer. There's a chance it could hit Earth. NASA has just confirmed something terrifying. Asteroid YR4, the biggest space rock ever, is set to smash into Earth in 2032. Unlike other asteroids that burn up or miss us, this one is coming straight for us with almost no chance of turning away. Could this be the disaster that changes life on our planet forever? The size of YR4 alone is terrifying. Imagine a chunk of rock larger than the tallest mountains moving faster than any plane ever built. If it slams into Earth, the damage will be beyond anything we have ever faced. Cities could be wiped out in seconds, and entire regions could turn to dust. The shockwave would travel thousands of miles, leaving destruction in its path. If it hits an ocean, it could cause waves big enough to swallow entire coastlines. Before we go any further, it's clear that YR4 is more dangerous than anyone first thought. What is even more concerning is the lack of a real plan. Governments always talk about space defense, but are they truly ready? Many ideas have been proposed, but none have been fully tested. Some experts warn that even if we try, we may not have enough time to stop it. NASA has been sending out warnings, but the response has been slow. Some people refuse to believe it, while others think technology will save the day. But the truth is, the clock is ticking. With only a few years left before impact, decisions need to be made now. The longer we wait, the harder it will be to change anything. Even if NASA and other space agencies work together, stopping an asteroid of this size is not easy. Moving something that massive would take enormous force, and any mistake could send it crashing into an even worse location. Another major issue is the impact location. Scientists are still working to pinpoint exactly where it will hit. No matter where it crashes, the consequences will be devastating. Even a strike in an unpopulated area could change the climate, sending dust into the sky and blocking sunlight. This is not just about one country, it is a global crisis. The financial cost of preparing for such an event is staggering. Building technology to stop an asteroid requires billions of dollars, and most governments are not willing to spend that much. But waiting until the last moment is even more dangerous. If YR4 does hit, rebuilding what is lost will cost far more than any prevention plan ever could. Yet many leaders continue to ignore the warnings. There is also a growing concern about who is in charge. With so many countries involved, decisions are slow and full of disagreements. Without strong leadership and fast action, the response could be too late. If YR4 is truly heading for Earth, every wasted day brings us closer to disaster. The possibility of an asteroid impact has long been the subject of science fiction, but this time it is real. This is not just about survival, it is about the future of life itself. If YR4 strikes, the damage could take centuries to undo. Some scientists even suggest it could trigger events leading to mass extinction. Despite the danger, there is still a chance to stop it. The key is action, not delay. If the world unites and focuses on a solution, there might be a way to prevent impact. Ignoring the problem will not make it go away, it will only make the consequences worse. Some experts argue that there is still hope. If we invest in asteroid tracking and space missions now, we might be able to find a way to push YR4 off course. But even with the risks, doing nothing is not an option. The public does not know how to react to YR4. Misinformation is everywhere, making it nearly impossible to tell what is true and what is not. If people do not believe there is real danger, they will not push leaders to act. There are even bigger questions that no one has answered. If there is no way to stop YR4, what happens next? We have safety plans for earthquakes and hurricanes, but none compare to an asteroid crashing into the planet. These are the kinds of questions that should have been answered already, but there is still no clear plan. The world cannot afford to wait. Every second wasted brings us closer to disaster. NASA's discovery of YR4 is more than a warning, it is a final wake-up call. If leaders do not step up now, we could be facing a disaster unlike anything the world has ever seen. But there is more to consider. What if the impact happens sooner than expected? What if NASA has already calculated the odds and knows the situation is worse than they are saying? Even if there is time to act, how do governments choose who gets to survive? It is not just about stopping the asteroid, it is about making sure there is a future afterward. If resources run out, what happens then? And what about the global economy? If the world knows a disaster is coming, how will businesses react? Governments may try to control the spread of information to keep things calm, but that will only make people more suspicious. And if the asteroid does not hit right away, what kind of world will we be living in while we wait? Fear, panic, and chaos could destroy society before the asteroid even arrives. Asteroids can be deadly, but some space rocks might hold answers that could change how we understand the universe. Comets are more than just space rocks with flashy tails. These massive icy travelers wander through the solar system, carrying clues about the universe's past. The more we look, the more we realize that these cosmic giants are far stranger than they seem. Take Comet Bernardine-Ethely-Bernstein, officially called C/2021A1. This thing is a monster. It stretches over 85 miles across, making it one of the biggest comets ever spotted. Found in 2014, it's creeping toward the inner solar system but won't get anywhere near Earth. Even from hundreds of millions of miles away, it's still fascinating. Then there's C/2022 VQ94, also known as Linear. Discovered in 2022, it's about 60 miles wide, but that's still huge. Studying objects like this helps scientists figure out how often giant comets appear. Hale-Bopp, discovered in 1995, was unforgettable. It was one of the brightest comets ever seen, lighting up the night sky for a year and a half. If a comet like Hale-Bopp were on a collision course with Earth, it would be a serious problem. One of the oldest recorded comets is the comet of 1729, or C/1729P1. We don't know its exact size, but estimates put it at over 60 miles across. Comet Chiron is even weirder. It sits between Saturn and Uranus, acting like both a comet and an asteroid. At 12.5 miles across, it's way bigger than most comets. Comet 29P/Schwarzmann-Volkmann is another odd one. It hangs out between Jupiter and Saturn, and has unpredictable outbursts. Then we have Comet Holmes, which shocked astronomers in 2007. This thing went from being nearly invisible to outshining every star in the sky in just a few hours. Another comet that faced extreme conditions is Comet Lovejoy, which got dangerously close to the Sun in 2013. Most comets that fly this close don't survive, but Lovejoy somehow made it through. Comet Kosecki, spotted in 1965, did something similar. It became so bright that people could see it during the day. Hyakutake, discovered in 1996, was one of the closest comets to pass Earth, in modern times at just 9 million miles away. The craziest part. It was the first comet where scientists detected X-rays. The more we learn about comets, the more we realize they could reshape everything we thought we knew about space. Another surprisingly bright comet was Mort in 2006. This one became the most spectacular comet of the decade, lighting up the sky in broad daylight. Of course, no list is complete without Halley's Comet. It's been around for centuries, appearing every 76 years. It was last seen in 1986, and when it returns in 2061, astronomers hope to get an even closer look. Siding Spring made headlines in 2013 when it nearly hit Mars. One of the most exciting finds was Borisov. The very first comet we have ever confirmed came from beyond our solar system. It was first spotted in 2019, and its path showed that it wasn't just a wandering rock. What made it even more surprising was how much it looked like comets from our own solar system. If that's true, then the universe might be filled with these icy travelers moving between stars. Then came Neowise, a breathtaking comet that captured the world's attention in 2020. This comet was about 5 miles wide, and what made it so special was its enormous glowing tail. People across the world could look up and see its brilliant trail stretching across the sky. Scientists gathered as much data as they could, studying its composition and movement. Another exciting discovery was Leonard, a comet first spotted in 2021. While it didn't shine as brightly as Neowise, it still thrilled astronomers. Scientists watched closely as Leonard moved toward the Sun, observing how it changed as it warmed up. And then there's Churyumov-Gerasimenko, a comet that became famous when the Rosetta spacecraft visited it. When the lander touched down, it sent back data showing that the surface was covered in a mix of ice, dust, and complex organic molecules. This discovery raised even bigger questions. Even with all the data collected, comets remain one of the most unpredictable objects in the sky. Is NASA telling us everything about asteroid YR4, or are they keeping the real danger hidden from the public? The thought of a direct asteroid impact is terrifying, but what if there's more they aren't saying? Tell us what you think in the comments.